tutorial on installing a USB on a 2024 ZX-6R. Be similar for a lot of bikes, but this is just going over the specifics of the plastics and everything on this bike. All right, before we get started, we're going to need just one of the Allen wrenches out of the toolkit. One thing they did, I'm not sure exactly what year, Kawasaki did this on this bike. The ZX-6R, I had the 06 and now I've got the 2024. But the toolkit is taken apart and all just kind of mixed around underneath the back seat. So this right here is going to be the Allen wrench that we're going to need to do this job. We're only going to need to take one screw out. So you're going to need to twist this, line it up so you can pull that through. Then you're going to have to twist it again. So line it up to get that out. And then these things are in there pretty good, so I use this to pop that Allen wrench up. Boom. All right. Just leave that bad boy right there. That's the Allen wrench you're going to need to take the plastic off. All we're going to do on the other side, obviously, is take this one Allen wrench off. So I still got it torn apart. Install your, I got a battery tender, just normal SAE plugs. Ran it through this wiring harness here. The extension cable and the USB itself is just a cheap Chinese one that I got off Amazon. So as you can see, you got red and black on the extension cable, but not on the battery tender. So make sure you trace your red and black cables so you know where you're in. A battery tender, it actually marks it over here. So you got the positive, negative. If I can get that to focus. You got positive, negative there. On the cheap Chinese one, it doesn't. So as you can see, the red cable is in line with the positive. Make sure you get that right. Otherwise, you're going to be undoing all this again because the other side is the opposite. All right, so once you got the correct end, weave through here. On this bike, there's little, fake Velcro stuff. I'm going to go above this. Below that one, my first zip tie that came with the thing is going right here. This part of the frame does get pretty hot when you're riding. I installed it right after a longer ride, so I got to feel the heat points. I'll go over taking off this piece of plastic here in a second, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like without it. The only screw you're going to need is going to be right here. That's the only screw you need to remove. And then right here, there's just one of those rubber sockets that you can just pop out. And then again, these Velcros, as you can see, the piece of Velcro that's supposed to be on the plastic side didn't adhere to the plastic because it's hot. So again, trying to keep it off of this frame. I zip tied right here. This little piece of plastic right here, you can see at the front. If you just pull out gently on this, you can slip your zip tie behind that and then zip tie right here. It doesn't interfere as long as you're out of the way of this little plug. It's not going to interfere with anything. And again, you can go above or below that. You risk seeing the wire if you go above it. But then coming under here, again, your plastic is going to go above this green one and below this black one, and then the screw is going to go down right here. So rather than going across the top of this and risking, just having some weird gap or pinching right here, I just went underneath and then zip tied right here. You'll see on this plastic, it's going to have a little piece that goes in and slides forward to lock on this front part. So as long as you're pretty close here and don't have anything just real in the way, then it shouldn't interfere with anything there. I stayed away from the brake cables, just attached to the same spot that this this little wiring harness grip is. Ran forward, as you can see, bunched up. It's got the plug right here on the right. Come around here, make sure, obviously, you got good range of motion on your handlebars. The little piece of adhesive foam that this came with, it came with a little kit. This wasn't with it. Had some screws, and then this piece for the handlebar mount. Obviously on this bike you don't really have much in the way of handlebar space to mount it to. There's this little ridge right here in the middle of this, which is perfect because this is detinted, so it kind of sits perfectly right on top of that. Again, I had to use one of the little 3M command strips because the piece that it came with is garbage, so I'll replace this with a clear or a black one later. But for now, it's got an on-off switch. As you can see, it's working. That's basically it. We'll go through putting the plastic on, So again, well, I'm gonna have to clip all these zip ties, but again, to put the plastic on, you're gonna make sure you get that first little hook in there, and the second one, slide it forward, and as you slide it forward, make sure that tab goes underneath. You're gonna snap that into that little rubber hole right there, and you're gonna snap that one into that little rubber hole, and then that'll be it. Obviously align all these little pieces of Velcro, but as we saw, not all the Velcro even stayed. So and then when you're putting it on, I'm gonna make sure I lift the wire up above this last piece of Velcro right here, just so it sits up and a little bit farther away from the heat. You can do it above all of them, and again, you can go above that one if you want to, but you're just gonna risk seeing that wire, so it's up to you. Again, a couple things to avoid. That's your fuel line, so I would avoid hooking anything, especially electrical, to that. I don't know, it just sounds smart. And then these are your brake lines. Again, I don't think it would be an issue, but I don't recommend hooking anything to your brake lines. Hope that helps. See ya.